Hey, everybody, welcome to Bearded Baker Banter, the sports podcast. And boy, do we have a full slate of sports to discuss with you all. Welcome, Trent. Welcome, Trey, to this beautiful Friday morning.
How you doing, fellas?
I'll tell you what, guys, I'm feeling very well-rounded considering this episode. We may just touch base on 4 major sports leagues today. 4. Yeah. You know what I got to say about that, guys? That's a double thumbs up.
Oh, with the fireworks. Tyler and I are a little jealous that we don't have those fun animations. So
these are all discovered on the fly. I have no control over it. I've never turned anything on or active or whatever. So
yeah, I think you're holding out on us.
Famous saying once was 4 sport and 7 years ago. Oh, that's score. 4 scored and 7 years ago.
God. Oh man.
Who said it? Who said it?
Abe Lincoln.
Hey, all right. Abe.
Yes.
All right, let's get into this because we do have a lot to discuss here. We are going to start off with the current college basketball, obviously March Madness games. We'll look a little bit back at previous games here in the Sweet 16 Elite 8. Jump into predictions here going into the national championship on April 8th. Which I believe what they say, the national championship is going to actually start at 10:20 at night.
Dude, it's always starts so late. Always.
It actually might start at like 11:30.
It is a 9:20 p.m. Eastern time tip off.
That's insane. That's insane.
And it's not going to finish till past 11:30 at the minimum, right?
11:30, dude, with commercials and ads.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh man, dude, they're going to drag that out.
You know what though? I'm glad they are. I want it to last as long as possible.
Dude, I'm already at that point right now where I'm just like, nah. Like, I'm excited, but like I'm so disappointed now that it's like you got 2 games left. No, not even that. I miss like we had talked about before. I miss all the craziness of the first 2 days. After those first 2 days, it really just like it does. It depresses you. You're just like, okay, what do I do now? Like, I will say this, though. I really enjoyed the NIT this year.
Mm-hmm.
And the CBI. Like, and I think it was because of how many teams that we bet on and followed in those tournaments.
Yeah.
It was nice to be able to still cheer them on and see them play.
We also were pretty big. NIT treated us very well last year. We rode the North Texas bandwagon all the way to the end. And it brought us through. However, tonight, sorry guys, but the Sycamores couldn't bring it home. They were up. I think they're up 7 with like 2 minutes left, and just blew it. So
I'll tell you what.
Now we get to hear all about the Big East and how the Big East they should have been a tournament team. From good old John Rothstein and. What was that other guy's name? Joe Luzardi, who, by the way, he's like in last place in his pool on the ESPN. I don't know if you guys saw that. So, speaks.
So, I will say, Trent, it was a very poetic NIT championship. Those, and I think I said it when the tournament came out. Those were the 2 teams that I thought were snubbed. Like not just last 4 out, but I think both those teams deserved to be in the tournament. And it was awesome to see them play in the championship, the NIT. And that game was, as much as it sucks that it didn't go in our favor, that was an awesome game. Like,
it was.
In all honesty, it was great.
Trey, it takes us back to the good old saying, the cream rises to the crop top, boys.
Yeah.
Oh, easy.
Let's be wearing a crop top. Yeah.
Easy. Good job not to get that on screenshot that.
Dude, I was ready.
No, wasn't going to let that happen.
So
and one other thing real quick.
Guys.
Hang on, one other thing is, I don't know if you guys watched McAfee the other day, but Robbie Avila was on there, and they did bring up the fact of NIL money with Oakley and Rex Specs.
Really?
He said he goes, I have some deals in the works. He goes, just wait.
Good.
So
hopefully he stays there, right?
I hope so, man. I really do. Like Milk Chamberlain, dude, fun to watch.
Oh, yeah.
Some of his passes tonight, man, or last night were great. So
go
ahead, Trent. Trent, take us into a little recap here. jump into the seeding because we got a Final Four to talk about.
Yeah. So the field is set for the Final Four. We got two number 1 seeds, a number 4, and the good old ACC representative, the 11th seed, North Carolina State. So yeah, it is a very, very interesting field. It blows my mind because there is, for NC State, I don't know if you guys know this, but in their starting 5,
nobody was there.
There are zero guys that that started their career there. Sorry.
Hello.
I'm sorry. I was experiencing some lag on my end. I was a little worried to keep talking, but yeah, zero.
Zero. Do you need to call for help? Or are you okay?
It's AI chat.
Help no. But yeah, 0 guys in their starting 5 that started their careers there. They have transfers from, I believe it's Virginia, Ball State, Stanford, Winthrop, and Missouri.
In Tennessee. That's where Burns came from originally.
Nope.
Came from
Burns
Tennessee originally?
He came from Winthrop.
He started
at Tennessee, went to Winthrop, and got there. So
finished NC State.
And that kind of brings me to the next fact. Is like, I get the Cinderella story, 11 seed. They shouldn't have been in it, but you got to understand about Burns is, especially with going into this Burns and Edey matchup. Burns was the higher ranked high school player coming out of.
It's a 4-star. He was a 4-star recruit.
4-star recruit, whereas Edey, he was a 3-star recruit playing for IMG's B team, because most people just see IMG and they just assume, oh, they're the really good ones, all the time. And that's not true. They actually have 2 teams. They have an A squad and a B squad that play, and they legit both play a national schedule. So just want to kind of put that out there.
Interesting. Yeah,
and Trent, to kind of go on your point, I saw that same graphic that kind of laid out the starting 5s for all the Elite 8 teams. Duke is the only team that had all their starting 5 from Duke originally. But you know what, though? And that's something to be proud of for sure. But if you're NC State, that just shows, it just shows you're utilizing the transfer portal that everyone else is, and you're just better at it, apparently. That being said, this NC State team that's playing now is a completely different NC State team that was playing during the regular season. They figured something out. I don't know what it was, if they're just more motivated, if their offenses has changed. Because to be honest, I haven't watched them too much in the regular season, but watching them now, I don't know how you stop them. Like, they have a very athletic big man in Diarra. They have Burns, who we just talked about, who is this crafty, dominant, huge postman who seems to make everything he flicks up in the air.
Dude, I was gonna say, he has a hell of a touch.
Dude, it's crazy to watch, and he described it perfectly. He's got Hakeem Olajuwon moves with a who's the big guy from the Grizzlies? I forget. Zach Randolph, is that it? Zach Randolph body or something?
Yeah.
It was a funny saying, but it's.
I was gonna say Escalade from the old and one mixtapes, but
either one.
A lot of people are comparing him to.
R.I.P. Escalade. Yeah.
Oh man,
yeah.
But then I also think the 2 1 seeds left in the Final Four they were like the powerhouse teams the whole year, right? It was Purdue, UConn, back and forth. Houston was there for a little bit. I know UNC was a 1 seed, but the most consistent teams throughout the whole year have been UConn and Purdue, in my opinion.
Oh, they've been at the top. Yeah.
Right. Alabama's a little bit of a surprise in my eyes.
Because they didn't finish the season that strong.
Right.
Nope. Actually, really down to the point where I was I was borderline surprised that they got a 4 seed, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Right, because Auburn got a 4 seed and they won the SEC.
Yeah,
so that's crazy. Yeah.
But
overall, it's going to be. I mean, I think we can all agree who we think the matchup is going to be in the national championship in UConn and Purdue. But I mean, I don't know. I think
it's fitting, I guess we could say.
It would be a great game. I would like to see that, to be honest with you.
It'd be super chalky.
Yeah, but Tyler, sometimes the cream rises to the crop top, man.
But and remember what I said though in the very beginning of this, before when we were making our picks, I said, don't be surprised. You're going to see we've seen all these upsets in these tournaments and these teams stealing seeds and everything. And I said, when it really comes down to it, I don't think you're going to see this true Cinderella team like make it all. Now I'll give NC State credit. Like,
got 11 seed.
Shit, I didn't see that happening at all. And I think to your point too is a lot of people are like, oh, they've obviously worn themselves out. They had to win so many games in a row. They had to win so many elimination games in a row, and they just don't give a shit. They just keep winning. Mm-hmm. And I do agree with both you guys is that they have found some sort of, I don't know, some sort of equation that like works for them.
Yeah.
I will say this, that I do think that Purdue is obviously going to scout. And I think that you're going to watch the little Burns twist move, little spin move that he has, that he's pretty much, I would say, mastered, because I think he ran it almost every time he touched the ball against Duke. Watch for those offensive fouls called, especially if Edie's guarding him.
Well, yeah,
Burns might foul out in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, no, Tyler, I completely agree. Is like Burns has been having this run, but they've been letting him play physical. And for whatever reason it is, Zach Edey is the most babied 7'5" basketball player I've ever seen. If he gets breathed on, it's a foul. If it's a bounce pass, right when he catches the ball, the refs are eager. Their whistle's already kind of squeaking because they just want to call everything. And I've never seen a more dominant player babied more than Zach Edey. And
real quick, best tweet I've seen was, I think it was Tuesday. Somebody tweeted out and they're like, Edey was pulled out of his history class at 1:45 to shoot free throws for a foul that was called.
Right.
I was like, that's awesome.
And don't get me wrong. I'm sure he's been fouled a lot throughout the year, and deservingly so, because sometimes that's the only way to stop him from scoring. But watching these,
thing is, he can make the free throws, and that's the issue. Is like you compare him to like say Hack-a-Shaq, where Shaq couldn't shoot free throws for crap, unfortunately.
It's better than just giving him 2 points to attack. That's the thing. Like, it is. But
pick your poison.
Either way, what I'm getting at is it's frustrating to watch in my eyes. I watched the Tennessee game, and he just falls over if he doesn't get a rebound, and they call a foul. And it's like, well, who? Like, that's a foul on him. And I've just never seen someone get so many calls as Zach Edey. And it's I think it's going to come back to hurt NC State.
I don't.
Sure. What were you going to say?
Well, I just. It kind of goes to both sides. I feel like watching Burns do what he's done on this run against, they've beaten Duke twice in this run. They've beaten Carolina. They've beaten Texas Tech. They've beaten Marquette. And I think it also goes to that way as well for Burns. He gets away with quite a bit too. So I really hope they don't ruin the game. Like, if you're not going to call it, then let them freaking battle. Let there be blood.
Yeah. Don't all of a sudden start calling it.
But if you're going to call it, then
that's what I'm afraid they're going to do.
You better call it. But I also wanted to say is, like, there's nobody on NC State that will be able to stop Edey. There's not a soul. Even Burns. Burns is not a defensive guru. He actually is a liability on defense, because he saves his energy for offense on defense. And Diarra is not big enough. He's long, don't get me wrong, but he's not big enough to be able to maintain it. So it very well, I actually think these guys could both go for 30. The difference is always going to come down to whose guards are going to play better. And I mean, on paper, you're going to say Purdue's guards are better, but right now, who's hotter? NC State's guards are hotter. Yeah, so and I don't want to get into picks because I know we're going to get there.
Yeah,
but I don't know, man. I just Purdue on paper best. It almost has to be like Purdue Connecticut. Get the battle of the 7'4" and the 7'2" guy down low. You know, you're going to get I think the most interesting potential storyline, you guys could correct me if I'm wrong here. I think the most interesting potential storyline, if Purdue ends up somehow winning it, is whatever 1 seed was knocked off by a 16 seed, the following year they won it all. Yeah. I think that's a very, very unique
That's a good point.
So,
that's a good point. I will say that's not the most interesting storyline, though, Trent. The most interesting storyline is that DJ Burns held a meet and greet at Applebee's, and you know who showed up?
Nah, you're lying.
Oh, yeah. Texas A&M.
No, he did not.
I'm just kidding.
Oh man,
But he did hold a meet and greet at Applebee's because I watched the video. I was like, damn it! I was like, we wanted to have a show at Applebee's.
Yeah. They did just get voted best boneless wing in the country.
No way.
I'm telling you, man, dude, the shrimp. It's the shrimp. You got to go for the crispy shrimp.
No,
I just said the wings. They just love the wings.
Riblets
yeah, but I'm. I don't hate the riblets.
No, that's
the I don't hate the riblets.
That should be.
Dude, you give me an all you can eat of the boneless wings, the riblets, and the shrimp, and I get to pick a different one every time.
Hey, throw us a sponsor here, Applebee's. You know, 50 cent.
Yeah, shout out to
wing deal right now. 50-cent wing deal.
We'd like to eat good in the neighborhood. Right,
that's right.
With,
I like it.
With Buzz. With Buzz.
As I say, Buzz is invited. Buzz Williams, you can come have a margarita on us and have some
dollar margaritas.
Wait till like July when they do the dollar margaritas. Yeah. I'll buy them 5.
that they dispense out of a Gatorade jug cooler.
Dude,
that's right.
don't say and we'll ask them, be like, hey, can we get a picture?
Trey.
We'll be like, hey, can we get a picture? And be like, well, it's not me, so no.
Yeah, I'm not Buzz.
Yeah,
no,
it's not me.
Oh, no, anyway, back to the Purdue NC State game, Trent, and you said it. That no one's going to stop Zach Edey. Like no one on NC State's team is capable of stopping Zach Edey. So if I'm NC State and I'm their coach, you know what my game plan is? Let Zach get his. Don't make it easy for him, but let him get his. Don't let Braden Smith, don't let Fletcher Lawyer make threes. Shut everyone else down. Right? Like make them become a one-dimensional team that it's either Zach Edey or nobody. And if they can do that, and I think they can, this just depends on how they prepare and if their coach prepares them correctly.
The dude put up 40 points last game.
Yeah, but Tyler, let him do that. As long as Fletcher, like I said, those 2 guards, Lance Jones, Fletcher Lawyer, and Braden Smith, their point guard. As long as they don't get theirs, let him go. Like it's gonna happen. He's 7'5". You can't guard it.
It's kind of like Trey. It's like what teams do in the girls' side of things is Caitlin Clark's going to get hers.
Yes,
you just got to hope her teammates don't get theirs.
Yeah. Right, let her score 50 points, but have 2 assists, and you probably win the game if you're the other team.
Agreed. Can I bring up a point since I just kind of segued myself?
Yeah.
Not to once again, I don't want to come off as like I'm speaking bad because I'll be honest with you. I was locked in, actually waiting for 7:00 to watch that Iowa LSU game.
Oh, yeah, I watched it. It was awesome.
I watched the whole thing. It was freaking awesome.
It was a good game.
Awesome game. I don't like some things about the aftermath just because it went the opposite way from last year, but I'll hold my comments on that. One thing I hated seeing though is once again, I just feel like I don't know what it is, but maybe once again, I'm a college basketball junkie, diehard favorite sport through and through to watch and bet and everything. Is they're still trying to make it sound like the sport is dying, and it's not, right? And then they're also trying to make it seem like it's getting passed by the women's side of things. So there's a very, very this is where you got to like actually understand what's going on and do a little bit of research. But a lot of people were saying about, oh, look at the women's game is passing the men's game, which don't get me wrong, it's totally catching up, and it's made leaps and bounds.
It's gotten better,
but absolutely. However, to use the ticket price for the Final Four as a judgment was totally bogus. And a lot of sports writers, even major, I think I saw CBS, I think I saw ESPN, I saw some big sports writers push this this message, and I'm like, hold on a second, like you guys aren't understanding why. And the ticket pricing, right? Ticket pricing for the men's Final Four was to get to the Final Four was $571, which that's terrible. That's obnoxious. That's ridiculous. For women's,
it was high.
Yes. But for women's to get to the Final Four was $970, right? So you look at that, right? If you just look at that ticket price, you're like, oh my gosh, yeah, no doubt. Women's game is much more sought after, blah, blah, blah. No. What they're also not getting
stadium
is
size.
Yeah, there's 70,000 seats in the men's tournament, right? 70,000 seats out there in is it Phoenix, Arizona, right? And then where the women's game, I think, is, which is in Cleveland, right? There is only 19,000 seats.
Interesting.
Okay,
so that kind of goes into the fact that you can make data say whatever you want it to say.
Well, it's supply demand.
It's manipulation, but like what I'm saying is
it is manipulation.
The cost to manipulate and say, "Oh, look, people would rather see there's a higher demand." No.
Well, can I tell you what's manipulating the cost more than anything? Is Caitlin Clark.
Oh, for sure, dude.
She's
changed the landscape of the game.
But no, Trey. But still, no. I'm going to disagree with you. Don't get me wrong. She's brought attention to the game in such a great manner. Like I'm a fan. I'm a fan through and through. It's also the seating availability. Oh, okay, that's a difference of 50,000 seats. So yes, tickets are going to cost more.
I agree with that, Trent. But what I'm saying is if Caitlin Clark wasn't in this Final Four, I think the ticket prices would be cheaper than the men's. I do. Even with the lack of seating compared.
All right, real quick, because I know we're doing predictions. Who wins the women's? Right now.
Wait, so who play? It's NC State or South Carolina plays who?
No, don't even. It's NC State, South Carolina, and then Iowa versus UConn.
I think it's the winner of Iowa UConn.
Whoa, that'd be a huge.
South Carolina hasn't lost.
I know.
Who beat them last year?
They should have.
Tyler, who beat them last
year? I'm not gonna lie. I think Iowa wins it. Iowa's my pick.
Right. You know who I think? Can I say something?
I think they New York Giants the Patriots.
Whoa.
Okay. To be honest, I don't think Iowa might not win their next game.
I agree with you, Trey.
Paige Buchers is just not good. I wouldn't say just as good, but she is.
Paige Buckets.
She's on the same page as Caitlin Clark. She got injured last year. I think she was injured for a little bit this year.
2 years.
Right.
2 years in a row.
Okay, well, either way, she is nasty.
I'm agreeing with you.
You ever watch her? She is really, really good. And she doesn't maybe have like the three, like Caitlin Clark reminds me of almost like a Steph Curry, whereas Paige Buchers reminds me of LeBron James. She can do everything.
Oh, hold on.
No. Mm-hmm. No, you agreed. No, you agreed right away. So
I agree.
I do want to make our picks here in a second, but I will say this. One last thing about the Caitlin Clark stuff. So you saw that Ice Cube and the Big Three offered her $5 million.
Do it.
Hold on. Dave Portnoy offered $10 million to play in their intramural league. Right? Listen to this. Okay, $10 million to play that. Right? So I looked up the other day.
It would.
Hold on, the other day.
He's a genius. Yes.
Yeah. He is a genius. And here's where like it gets a little dicey is the average WNBA player makes $100,000 a year.
Yeah.
She's being offered $10 million to play for the intramural Barstool Sports.
Yeah. If she was smart. Okay. Can I say something? If Dave Portnoy was
real quick, because I do want to get into picks.
If Dave Portnoy was smart, he makes that intramural league. He changed smart. If he was smart,
Dave Portnoy is smart.
And I would say Dave Portnoy is pretty smart because of how much money he's made.
So anyway, what I would do is I would change the schedule of the intramural league to the off season of WNBA. Let her do both, but get her in the intramural league because that'll get you. And then offer her $20 million because you can afford that. You're going to get so many views.
Trey, that is the whole the hope behind Ice Cube's league too. Is it would allow Ice Cube's what is it called, the Big Three league?
Yeah,
Big Three. Yeah,
they that league does allow her to play the WNBA season.
You hear what Kenyon Martin said had to say about that?
Yeah. Well, but it's only it's only a men's league though. Am I right? Like she would be the only female, correct?
Yeah.
So that kind of goes back to what we talked about. Could there be some sort of blended league at some point?
Liability on defense, but offensively, you can't let her open. I mean,
and I think the Big Three has a 5-pointer
from anywhere.
Yeah, it does.
So that's probably why they want her.
I love it. I want to see her be the record breaking money making girls basketball player. Like I think it'd be so cool. Dude, I'm a fan. I'm all for it. Like I'm not gonna lie. Like I will tune in on Friday. I will tune in on Saturday.
Tyler's gonna hate this. Tyler's gonna hate this, but I do remember watching. She reminded me of like JJ Redick when he played in college. Why
would I hate that? I thought JJ Redick was a hell of a basketball player.
Yeah, but it's like a whole Duke thing. Like
But I also don't. I'm actually one of probably the few UNC fans that does not hate JJ Redick.
Yeah,
I thought JJ Redick was a hell of a player.
Yeah,
and the things he was able to do,
right. And
I'd agree with that because I think your Steph Curry analysis is very close, and I think your JJ Redick analysis is very close because they can literally pull up and shoot from wherever.
Right, and they do it, and you're like, oh my god, what are they doing? Like that was forced, and all of a sudden drops, and you're like, God, that's awesome.
It's kind of why I hope that's why I hope Jack Golke gets some sort of shot here.
He won't
out of Oakland.
He'll go play in Asia. He'll go play in Asia and make his money. So
maybe
he'll be the next Jimmer Fredette.
There's a name.
Yeah. Good old Jimmer. Hold on.
You guys have a career over there.
You guys hear that? You guys hear that?
Oh, this pop top is brought to you by our shout out to Richard.
I got a pop top for you guys.
Whoa, hey, that's a different pop top. That was pretty good.
Cork pop.
Good little what?
Quick cork pop.
What the hell is a quick pop? Oh, cork pop.
Cork.
Ready? You guys ready for this?
Ooh, a little dribble drabble.
Yeah, that didn't sound as good as you thought it was going to.
It sounded like someone peeing, so I'm sorry about that. So that sounded a little cooler.
It's exactly what it sounded like. You were hoping for the commercial refreshing sound. Like,
nope, just sounded like a tinkle.
Yeah,
said tinkle.
Oh man!
All right, let's get into this. All right, so we got a Final Four here to discuss. We've obviously really crushed the NC State Purdue matchup a lot. I haven't talked too much about the Connecticut Alabama game, but I mean, for sake of it, Connecticut's literally had at least 30 points over all their opponents at some point in time throughout each game. Does that happen against Alabama? I mean, Alabama's a team that really thrives on no defense and scoring more than the other team. So, you guys want to jump right into it? Unless you got any other input here, we can just get it right into picks here.
Well, I am extremely concerned about the jet lag and not enough time with all the flight failures. And then the beds aren't even big enough for UConn.
Dude, Hurley's comment though. Did you see it?
Yeah.
He goes, who doesn't have he said, who doesn't have airplane problems?
I don't. No, I did. You know what I did? Hold on real quick. I know we'll talk a little NFL. I did love him on McAfee the other day, where he goes, "Oh, hey, guy with he talking to Tone Diggs, shout out to Kane, and he goes, oh yeah, I see your football helmet right there, Steelers helmet. They say if you got two quarterbacks, that means you don't have any." I love that. That was a good point. That was a good point. So you got two franchise guys. That means you don't have any. So
you also have two bust quarterbacks, but that's
he's a Bengals fan, which is interesting. I didn't read that. But anyway, sorry. That's what he said on the show. Surprised we're on spring break, Ty. I thought you'd be tuning in at all times.
Dude, I've been in and out listening to clips. I've been all over the place, man.
I've just been watching. I've been watching the Seattle weather of rain and cold all week. But anyway, so I'll hop right in. I'll keep this real quick and to the point. I've kind of been against UConn and these big spreads all the time. I actually I did bet them to cover. I did bet them to cover 11. Last one. Thankfully Thankfully, they went on that 30-0 run, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, because I thought you told us to take Illinois points.
I think I was calling the upset, but
you did, and that's why I took that.
Yeah, you did say. You said Illinois wins by 9 points.
Hold on. Maybe it's a game before.
Hold on.
What was the game? Who they played before? Who they played before? I don't want to be too
San Diego State.
They played San Diego State.
Okay, so San Diego State, I did take them full game spread, but I was spot on. If you listen and roll tape, I was spot on in talking about the first half spread, which San Diego did cover the first half spread. But no, I'm going. I'm done. I'm throwing in the towel. My team's out. I'm going UConn to cover. What the hell is it? 12.5?
Well, it was 12.5. It might.
12,
I think it'll probably drop a little bit.
It's going to be the same format, in my opinion, where Alabama's going to hang. They're going to make their threes in the first half, and then I just think. I used to love Hurley. I get a little bit of pompous, arrogant from him right now, but then again, you also look at it and say, like, you don't have to be so arrogant about it. But holy hell, who's close to him? So I'm going UConn, guys. I'm going UConn to get through Alabama, and I do think they cover
12.5.
Yeah, I think they cover 12.5. I can't believe I'm saying that, because in a Final Four game to give a 12.5 point spread to me is just like, are you kidding?
Would you be about that?
What is the line? I want to know the line on DraftKings right now.
Okay, I'll tell you right now.
And Trey, I would just say stay away from that, dude. Do not take that. Do not take that.
Yeah, Trey, you shouldn't.
Don't tell me what to do.
Dumb.
12.5.
Looking out for you, Trey.
No, it's 11.5. You butthead. Good try.
How old are we?
Butthead. You're a butthole.
I almost called him something worse. I called him
say it.
A D word. I almost said a D word thing. But
come on, let me look at
I'll take 11.5 minus 112.
Let me look at
that's
other
the
books.
Spread on DraftKings. I'll take it. I'll freaking Trey. Here, I'll go. Here, I'm gonna give you a hook. I'm gonna go 12. They cover 12.
I won 12.5.
No.
I'll jump on 12 with Trent. I'll jump on 12 with Trent, Trey.
It's 11.5, Trey. And you're
so you give me 12? You give me 12?
I'll get
full game.
All right, I'll take that.
And I'm on Trent with that.
Okay.
I'm taking UConn minus 12.
Just waiting for you guys to pay up, I paid up for you guys, but
all right. So Trent's on UConn. I'm on UConn. I'm also on the minus 12 or 11.5, whatever.
It's 12. It's not 11.5. It's 12.
Yeah.
Well, Trey, who you got? So I know you're obviously on Alabama's spread. Who's your pick, though?
I think UConn wins.
UConn. Okay, so we're all on UConn.
Mm-hmm.
How about that? 30-0 run last game against Illinois. How impressive is that?
It did crack me up though that Trent's like Illinois wins by 9, and I was like, all right,
put your money where your mouth is. No, I did not say
put your money where your mouth is.
He said they cover. No, he said they cover 9.5.
I said they cover 9.5,
which is why I bet them, because they're like, oh, I'll tail my brother. And then all of a sudden he's out here like, oh, I knew they'd cover the spread last game.
It was San Diego. I'm sorry. I did bet Illinois. Right. I did bet Illinois 9.5.
All right, so we're all on Connecticut. I think that's pretty cut and dry. NC State, Purdue. Obviously, the big time matchup here. We've talked a lot about, so we don't have to get into a lot of discussion here. Trey, do you want to start with your pick here out of NC State and Purdue?
Yeah, I'm gonna take. What's I don't know what the spread is.
Well, give us your pick first, and then we'll talk.
I'm gonna take Purdue. I'm gonna take Purdue to win the game. It looks like 9 points is what I'm seeing.
9.5. It's been going back and forth.
And I would take the -9 on Purdue. With that, I think Purdue is more likely to blow out their opponent and cover their spread than UConn is.
Man,
you have to understand, 12 points in a Final Four game against a team that has beaten North Carolina, Arizona, Clemson, or they didn't beat North Carolina. I'm sorry. They beat Arizona, Clemson. Who was the 15 seed that they beat? Long Beach State, who they struggled with. Dayton, who had the most kill shots / money shots in the country. They beat them. So, money shots, yeah. I don't know. I think Alabama can score 12 points at will in four trips down the court. And
hold on, what game are you talking about here?
Oh yeah, I am talking about Alabama. Well, no, I'm talking about more likely to cover spreads. That's where I got about this.
Like holy shit, we just talked about Connecticut and Alabama, and now you're talking about Alabama again.
No, I'm talking about the spreads.
Purdue.
I think Purdue blows them out, and I think it's due to foul trouble. I don't think anyone has an answer for Edey, and I think it's gonna be I think it's gonna be hard to shut down the three guards that are great at shooting 3-pointers. So Purdue blows them out. I think close to 20 points. Yeah, and I think it's going to be a UConn Purdue final, and I'm actually looking forward to it a lot.
All right, I am going to go. Man, I really don't like this. Part of me, I'm not gonna lie. Part of me actually wants to pick NC State to win. I'm not going to. I'm going to pick Purdue, but I do think that NC State covers the spread. I think it's a little bit closer than you think. I think Purdue wins by maybe 4 or 5. So I take NC State +9, +9.5, whatever you got.
Yeah, this is interesting. I'm also on Purdue winning, but I'm also on NC State covering 9.5.
Why? Tennessee lost by 6 in one of their best games of the year.
Yeah.
You're telling me a team that
they ain't got DJ Burns,
who's going to be covered by Edey.
I'm telling you, dude. I'm telling you. Just watch, man, and wait till he gets drafted. And wait till he gets drafted in the NFL, which is going to be nuts.
All right, guys, let's your bet the other one. I'll do another 2 for 1.
Nah.
Why not?
I'm good.
You get 9.5?
9?
Not yet.
What do you mean not yet?
Let's just wait. I don't want to bet it right now.
Well, I'm not taking it at 9 or nothing. I'm not giving you.
I'm not taking it right now. I don't feel good about it. So I feel good about UConn. I don't feel as confident about that one.
Okay. Agreed.
Agreed. Then let's do it.
No, I just agree that I feel more confident in the UConn bet.
Okay.
But I am wagering UConn to cover 11.5, but I'm taking them 12 with you. And then I am wagering NC State +9.5. That's my Saturday.
Where are you finding 9.5 at?
I got 9.5 earlier this week. That's the initial line, and then it keeps bouncing back and forth between 9 and 9.5. Matter of fact, this morning it was 9.5.
No, you might see it jump to 10.
That's still taking at 10.
Probably, I would say even closer, probably the last minute.
If it jumps to 10, then I think Trey is right on the blowout.
That's a good point.
Sharps.
Yep. Mm-hmm. So, all right. So we're all on UConn and Purdue in the championship. Now, going back to our original Final Four episode, March Madness episode, we all had what our consensus bracket was: Connecticut and Creighton. And we all had Connecticut winning. Does that change for you guys? Or do you think UConn takes it?
I think UConn takes it.
Trent?
If UConn Purdue,
yeah,
I'm gonna be different. I'm gonna go Purdue.
It's ugly.
That is ugly.
I'm going UConn takes it no matter what too. And it is interesting if you look on DraftKings, they do have all the futures with potential matchups and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
UConn Purdue is 5.5 spread, -5.5 for UConn if it's UConn Purdue. 5.5 if it's Purdue Alabama, -5.5 for Purdue. Alabama NC State, you have -4.5 for Alabama. If you have UConn and NC State, it is -14.5 for UConn.
As it should be.
I kind of hope for that.
That'd be nuts, man.
It's gonna First of all, 5.5 Purdue UConn in favor of UConn is a lot.
Hey, where do you get the?
It's a ton of points.
Spreads?
I would take Purdue points, but
DraftKings.
I still think UConn wins the game, but I take the 5.5 on Purdue.
I mean that's not a bad pick. Plus 5.5 is a lot of points. UConn Purdue.
Oh my gosh,
5.5 on Purdue is not
plus
a bad pick.
200 on the money line too.
Yeah,
that's 2 number 1 teams. Like they can be beat. Like we've seen them beat. Like,
yep.
Oh yeah, hell, Seton Hall beat UConn, the NIT champs.
Yeah,
man, that's a storyline there.
If it ends up being Bama, which it won't, Bama,
NC State,
NC State wins it.
I hope so.
I'd agree with that. I'd agree with that.
I think
I put money on that.
I think part of me just says if NC State makes it, they're winning it all. Like part of me just says that. Like
no, they're not.
When you watch them play, man.
I don't know, man.
I don't know. I don't know either.
UConn just has that dominating factor right now, though.
They can go on triple money shots. Go 30-0 runs. Like it's nothing.
Don't forget.
Why you keep saying money shots, dude?
Yeah.
Kill shots, whatever. Same thing.
Don't forget.
You keep saying money shots.
The year that Duke won it in 2015, Kentucky was eerily similar, if not better, and more talented. So it can be done. It's a one game series. So it can be done. I don't think it's impossible.
I love it. The fact that NC State ACC tournament champions are now the only ACC team left it's just crazy.
I don't love that, Trey.
I don't love it either because I had Duke, but like still, it's just that's March, baby. That they are the epitome of March.
Yeah.
Do you remember when Oregon State?
Tyler, our wives are dominating the bracket pool.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
Like honestly,
my wife in her other one that she's in for money. If Purdue wins, she wins the whole thing, and she wins.
Wow,
significant poll. I was like, wow.
Yeah,
so, but in ours, she has UConn winning, I think. So
yeah, and that's where my wife. As long as UConn and Purdue win, it's going to come down to the championship. If Purdue wins, then my wife wins. If UConn wins, then your wife wins.
Wow.
It was kind of funny. I got to share this. My wife's like, well, what do I get if I would win? And I go, a Bearded Baker T-shirt and a bracelet. And she's like, "Are you serious?" I was like, "What'd you expect?"
It's a free. Yeah.
I was like, "Dude, this shirt is pretty cool." I was like, "Here's what we could do because you're like 9 months pregnant. Let's give them 2X size.
Wow.
And then I'll just wear that shirt."
No. I would shame you every time you wore it.
I would shame you too.
Oh, I would call you out.
Because you didn't win.
Oh, wait, Trent, isn't that the shirt that your wife?
Supportive husband, guys. A supportive husband.
No.
Dude, it is a sweet ass shirt though.
It is a sweet ass
the
shirt.
bracket and everything. Like, come on.
And the basketball, it is sweet.
I kind of want someone else.
I'm kind of mad that I'm in like 40.
It's messed up, Trey. We're telling our wives. Trey.
Is there anyone else that can win it?
No, pretty much not, unless complete upsets happen. There is one person. I don't know. It's Major Moves. I don't know if that's.
Yeah, it's Pat.
Is it Pat?
Oh,
okay. Yeah.
And who's he got?
He texted me that he has Purdue. He texted me the day that he entered. He goes, not on social media during Easter. I gave it up, whatever, for Lent. He goes, but I'll be back on. He goes, and I'll take a 2X. And I was like, oh, okay. At one point, he was like in like 35th, and I'm like, yeah, no way he's winning. And also,
what does he need to win? Does anyone know?
He does not have UConn in it,
so he needs Alabama.
No, I don't think he can win.
He does. No, I don't think he can either.
Then it doesn't matter.
He definitely. Well, he's in second. He definitely needs Bama to win. But actually, yeah, Ty, if Bama wins, I actually think he could win it. No. I think Melissa would still get it then if Purdue won. But yeah. Anyway, let's. So we got our picks. So you guys are both UConn to win it all then? over Purdue, and I'm gonna go on Purdue over UConn.
Okay, let's do it.
I don't want to be chalk. I want to be a little different.
Picking a 1 seed, Trent. You're chalk no matter what.
I want to pick an underdog, so I'm going to pick Purdue.
They are plus 5.5.
Hypothetically.
Well, yeah.
Or orthotically.
You just keep taking money shots.
Yeah, no.
Whoa.
Yeah, that was weird.
What is 10-0 run? I know you guys
I'm not gonna, that's not me taking a money shot. That's you.
Okay.
Said
all right.
Trent's the one. He's the one that said it.
Hey, wait. This pop top is a quick shout out to Richard. So we're gonna have like Richard pop top shout outs.
Trey, go ahead.
That's what it's gonna be from now on.
Richard, this tinkles for you.
Dude, that sounded a little bit better that time.
The glass on glass worked.
The glass on glass was better.
Yeah. Gotta get a little glass on glass. Oh, all right. Let's go. What do we got? What's next on the menu? Goodness.
All right, menu. Yeah, we definitely crushed college basketball here more than I thought we would. But we're gonna jump into America's pastime. As we are now 6, 7, 8 games into the regular season here. So we're going to jump into some baseball.
Let's go.
I will say, as an official Baltimore Orioles podcast, 2 walk-offs in 3 games was awesome.
Hey, we're winning the ugly ones, baby. We're winning the ugly ones. And they add up in September.
It's what you call testicular fortitude.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. So Trey, would you mind? We're changing the format a little bit this year.
Right.
So Trey, would you mind explaining? I guess we're gonna give him this one time. We're gonna give him this one. Explain the format and what we are about to do, and we'll this keeps baseball a little bit more rapid because we know it's a long season. So we're going to constantly be having other sports, into our episodes, but we do like to talk about the current season as we go through the rest of the summer.
Right. As everyone knows that follows our account or anything, baseball is a sport that we bet on heavily in the summer because, frankly, it's one of the only ones we can bet. That being said, last year we did betting, backing, bailing, which we're going to streamline this a little bit better this year, and we're going to do baseball terms, kind of with the same category, bad, good, wild thing. We're going to go ball, strike, wild, pitch from a pitcher's perspective. So a strike is something that we like in the MLB right now. A ball is something that we dislike in the MLB right now, and then a wild pitch is just like a hot take or a bold prediction or something like that, or a weird statistic that we like that's just kind of out of nowhere. So we're going to do strike, ball, wild pitch, ball, strike, wild pitch, however you want to say it. But yeah, that's what we're going to go with this year. So Tyler, if you want, we're going to lead off with strikes. So something that we all like in the MLB, if you want to lead us off.
Something we all like. Well, it's something I definitely like here.
Something you like, but we're all going to
go. So obviously, like Trey mentioned about following our account on X, you'll notice that there are some trends that we do kind of, really focus on in terms of gambling, specifically with baseball. Find that it is, as being a long season, that it is easier to kind of find a niche, or niche, if you will. and over time, I've really become fond of K props. At one point in time, it was a lot of over K props, and it was over. As last year kind of progressed a lot, looked into a lot of stuff, and under K props is pretty hot bet. But I will say this, as opposed to just saying, hey, K props, that's what I am liking right now. I'm actually going to go very specific, and I'm going to say the Houston Astros pitchers K props. And I'm not going to say over under one way or the other because it kind of varies matchup to matchup. I do like the way that they are capped because there are times where some of them are overcapped sometimes, where it's you look at the pick and you're like, okay, this is definitely going under, And there's also times where they are undercapped. But I do find that they are, I would say, consistently the most, at least from my standpoint, when I look and research into like different pitchers and stuff. So Houston Astros, you're going to find a lot of, K-prop bets from that team. I'd say there's at least 3 pitchers on that team that I bet a lot, whether it's the official pick or not. I'm usually betting at least 3 of their pitchers, and then having their no-hitter the other day gave me another pitcher to actually watch. So I was like, didn't never bet this guy, but guess I got to keep an eye on him now. So it does kind of get tough though sometimes with the Astros, because they are a team that will let their pitchers throw. So there are times like the other night, I think, where we watched it, was it Javier? And I think he went like 8 innings, and we had under 5.5, and he got to 8 innings and he ended with 5. So like they do let their guys go, which sometimes can be stressful. But again, that's why it goes into, I do like their K props for that, because of that. Most teams will cap their pitchers at about 5 innings, and it's like, okay, they're done. Next guy in bullpen, no matter what they're at, pitch count wise and everything. So I do like the Astros because it does kind of have that wild card factor of, if they're doing well and their pitch count's low, they're going to keep them in to go. So that's where I'm at. Ooh. Astros pitchers is my strike.
That was like a nice little rhyme there too.
Yeah. Poet don't know it.
Trent, you want to go next with the strike? Something you like in the MLB right now? Or?
Yeah, this is going to be kind of a theme right now. I think it's too early to identify exactly who I'm constantly looking for, but I'm a very, very big fan of first fives. And when I say first fives, I'm actually more on the first fives total runs scored. Meaning I love unders. It's very rare that I'm going to take an over in this area. I am hunting favorable starting pitching matchups in order to find an under. Typically what I look for is, can I get, and usually you can, DraftKings Sportsbook right now is probably the best book for this. But because they don't just offer you one total runs line for the first 5. They offer you
DraftKings.
Yeah.
That's right.
DK partner, no, soon.
DK partner, DK sponsor.
They offer you about 3 lines for the first 5 totals, and I'm always kind of looking for in the lines of like, okay, if I sit there and look at the line and I see it's 7.5, right? If it's a 7.5 total for the entire game, I'm going to look for a first 5 line where I can get 4.5, right?
For an
and
under.
Then there's under 4.5. Sorry.
Yeah.
And then occasionally you might get an 8.5 where you can sometimes steal maybe a 4.5. I'll still stick with there. But occasionally you can get a under 5.5 too.
Yeah.
So where you can get that first 5 ahead of time, or double the amount of the actual full game total. That's what I kind of look for. Major thing for this is it's easier to one, baseball's not easy to cap as a whole. I'll say that. But the reason I find this to be more reliable is it is easier to cap starting pitching than it is bullpens, because there's so many guys that can be up in the bullpen that day or active, and sometimes it's dependent upon the other team's roster. Hey, they got a bunch of left-handers coming up, so we're going to put this right or this lefty in.
Platoons,
So I think by sticking to the first 5s, it gives you a little bit more consistency. Also, if you're like not 162 games in a season, you end up really like just me the other day before I got my day started. One of my wagers was on a 1:00 start game. I watched the first 5 innings and then I kept going. I left. Yeah. I was like, hey, got my win.
So about 30 minutes of your day now with the new pitch clock.
Exactly. So
that's true. Yeah.
So it shortens the game for you. Shortens the game for you. So that's kind of my strike is I am first 5 unders. First 5 unders on the totals. I will dabble into first 5 run lines too, especially when you can get the the plus a half, because once again, if they're tied 0 or if they're tied 1-1, 0-0, you actually get a win for that because you're plus a half. So I think once again, easier to cap for starting pitching than it is to account for the bullpens.
Trent, do you have like a magic number at all though? Or is it kind of vary team to team? Or is there like a number that you look for from a total run standpoint? Is it like a 5.5 or 4.5?
Well, I said that. Well, it's very rare unless you're betting on like a Mexico City or a Colorado game where you're going to get 6.5. I did get under 7. If you guys recall, I got first 5.
I do remember that. Yep.
For a game or 2 last year, and they hit
Cubs games.
Sometimes Cubs games can be tricky, yeah. But Tyler, honestly, it's kind of like I said. I'm always looking to get more runs when you take that first 5 over underline. I'm looking to get more runs than the actual game total. Does that make sense? So I'll give the example. Example again, 7.5 total game, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna look if I can get 4.5. I am jumping on it.
Take the under. Yeah.
I'm jumping on under 4.5.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah. And honestly, if I can get 5.5 for an 8.5 spread, easily, I'm taking that too.
Yeah.
That's a steal. That's very rare. It's very rare, but and this is the thing that you'll see from me, and I don't know, kind of from you guys sometimes when you guys really hit your K props and whatnot and walk props once those get rolling. We cap pitchers a lot. I think pitching is the thing that I don't get me wrong. I don't ignore potential offenses.
And there's a reason for that though.
Yeah.
Is that it eliminates variables throughout the whole baseball game. Like you got to think about how many things can change in the baseball game, right? 9 innings, you got roster changes, you got pitchers, bullpens, etc., weather, time changes of traveling. Like it is crazy how many variables are with baseball. So having just a pitcher that you can focus on is a huge advantage. I think it eliminates a lot of variables. So yeah,
it's my strike. Unders first 5s.
Yeah.
Trey, what are you striking? Striking the iron's hot.
Tyler, like you said, you were a K prop guy. Trent kind of touched on a little bit. I'm a walk guy with pitchers. That I can't quite do that yet reliably. If that's a word, I think it is. Because there's not enough like data yet on pitchers. You need like at least 3 to 5 starts away, 3 to 5 starts home to kind of get a good interpretation of their walks or whatever. But one thing I want to say is like with baseball, we take a lot of like juiced odds, right? Like minus, I think our limit is minus 180 or 185.
That's the highest we'll take usually. Yeah.
But what you have to understand is we're betting to win 1 unit. So we might wager more than our unit to win a unit. Vice versa when it's positive odds. So we wager a unit when it's like plus
like a big unit.
Yeah, a huge unit.
It's a bigger units.
But like our minimum bet is a unit. Our maximum bet could be whatever the odds are up to 180. So that's just something to keep in mind. I know we sometimes bet some juiced odds, but it's to win the same amount of money that we win on other bets.
Yeah.
That being said, I'm not taking bet props yet. Like I said, the thing that my strike for right now, the MLB is Dodgers players to make a hit. Because
that's
right now,
that's a good one.
They're 7-2. Their team batting average is absurd right now. I think the top 11 hitters in their lineup are batting over 200. So 3 of the top leaders in hits are Dodgers players of the top 5. And they're different than the players that have the most home runs. The top 2 are Dodgers players. Top RBIs are Dodgers players. They are stacked. And a lot of their odds are less than minus 181 for them to get a hit. So that's my strike, is just betting on a Dodgers player to get a hit. It depends on who the pitcher is. Depends on their history with that pitcher and et cetera. But that's my strike right now.
I like that. All right. So ball, right? Something we're not liking right now. Right?
Yes. Balls are bad as a pitcher.
Balls are bad. Balls are bad.
I got 2 quick ones.
Go ahead, Trent.
Go ahead.
Two quick
balls.
Toast
your balls. Toast your balls.
I got 2 balls.
2 balls for you. I am
to go with that unit that Trey's talking about.
Big unit.
I don't believe in the Pirates and I don't believe in the Tigers. They are just simply. It's the typical. It's a typical start to the. Here you go. Hey, great job, guys. All you're doing is you're getting ready for the trade deadline, right? So all you're going to do is look really, really good. You're going to have some guys perform, and they will be gone before the end of the year. Whoever's playing well for the Pirates, Tigers, and you know what? No longer the Orioles, because we're here to stay. All right, we are
billionaire owners,
buyers, baby. We're buying.
So I am balling on the. I will say the Pirates and Tigers. I know the Tigers just lost their first game tonight in the second one of their doubleheader. They did, however, win. The Tigers, I said right. The Tigers did just lose their first game. They lost the second one of their doubleheader against the Mets. But this is my ball because I think early on you got raise the Jolly Roger and all that.
Same thing as last year, Trent. Same thing as last year.
It's every year. They're going to start out. They're going to look good, but
imagine if they weren't always sellers.
Yeah, and that's the sad part about baseball is you got to get rid of these major league teams that are farm teams for the other big time teams.
So Trent, you're teabagging the Tigers.
Whoa.
Yeah, and the Pirates.
The teabagging Tigers. It sounded funny.
Yeah. Very random. Very random.
So Tigers Pirates is your ball.
That's my ball.
You're saying totally fake. Trey, what's your ball?
Yeah.
Well, I'm kind of with Trent. It was on the Pirates just being like an imposter. Like I think we talked about them last year. They were like 14-3 or like something crazy, and we were like, "Is this the year? Is this when the franchise turns it around?" And
we had the Lamoureux on the episode. We had Corey Lamoureux on the episode, and he was our guest. We know he's a Pittsburgh guy, and we were like, "Okay, are the Pirates actually for real this year?" You're right, Trey.
No, and to be honest, they have a good lineup. They do. I know they got Reynolds, who they signed, I think, to the biggest contract in like their history, whatever, and they're committing to him. But are they going to ever like capitalize on their rebuild? Like I feel like they're always rebuilding. Like we said, like they're sellers at the deadline. They always struggle like when it comes down to it. But so yeah, my ball is going to be the Pittsburgh Pirates, the Buccos. What do you got, Tyler?
I don't know. I'm kind of taking this from a little bit of a different angle here. I'm looking at the win-loss records. Is right now in sixth to last place sits the Houston Astros at 2-5. So my ball is the fact that they are not that bad, and that they will actually be one of the top teams when it's all said and done. I mean, a four-game losing streak to start the year against the Yankees was obviously not something that anybody had in the cards. They dropped the ball, if you will, on a couple of the games based on some pitching. I know, I think it might have been Frember Valdez. I think walked 6 guys. It might have been Javier. One of the guys, they had like 6 walks, a hit bad. Like it was just a disaster. So sitting at 2-5 for the Astros right now, looking at them with the teams that they're amongst with the White Sox, the Mets, the Rockies, the A's, and the Miami Marlins, who are 0-8. Miami Marlins 0-8 is nuts to me. I really think that you're going to see Houston really go on a hot streak here.
as they should. They won the World Series last year, right?
Yeah, they're not as bad as what their record says right now. So I think a lot of people might be looking at them and be like,
162 game season. That's all you got to remember.
But like I said, my ball's a little bit different in the sense where I'm not like saying, "Hey, this sucks." But like I think that
got a lump. Sorry.
Sorry. Definitely gonna have fun. We're gonna have fun with this one.
Yeah.
My ball's definitely.
my ball doesn't suck. No.
Whoa.
No, I said doesn't suck. It's the Astros. They're 2-5. It doesn't suck. They're gonna be all right. Oh man.
Oh geez.
I'm with you, Todd.
So, yeah.
I think I'm 100% agree with that. And I like the angle you took is that the Astros aren't as bad as what they are, because you're completely right. They got a great lineup. They have a good pitching rotation. Framber Valdez and Javier, Christian Javier. And then one of their best pitchers is right now? He's a 24-year-old, like tatted right armor. His name is Hunter Brown.
Yeah, Hunter Brown. Hunter Brown's one of the other guys I bet on.
He's a strikeout machine.
Dude, he's awesome.
And I'm telling you right now, the Astros are going to be contenders. It's a 162 game season.
So just real quick, revert back to what I just said. Valdez, Javier, Hunter Brown, right? And then you got three of my top pitchers that I bet on.
Yeah. Yep.
And now you got this guy. I can't even think of his name off the top of my head, but the other guy the other night that just had the no-hitter.
And guess who's injured? Who's going to come back? JP France with the nicest lip saddle besides Spencer Strider.
Yeah. I think he is back.
No, he's not. No, he's still in the IL.
No, Trey. I'm pretty sure I made a bet on him the other day.
Yeah, you didn't. He was definitely still in the IL. I'm telling you.
Pretty sure that I bet on him.
I'm gonna look it up. Right now. Actually, our stat guys are.
All right. Well, let's go into the last piece here with baseball, and that is the wild pitch. All right. So hot takes here.
What? I like that. The wild pitch.
Trey, you want to start us off with your wild pitcher? Go ahead.
If he's not ready, I will.
I'm
ready.
Okay. Trey, go ahead.
I don't think this is a very hot take, but Orioles in the next 10 years will win 8 AL East championships.
Whoa. Yikes.
8 out of 10.
Yes.
Wow.
Can I tell you why?
I'm going to say next 10.
Can I tell you why I don't? That's a wild pitch. That thing is.
Isn't that
maybe over the net?
Isn't that the point?
Yeah. No, I agree. Okay. It's a very.
So let me defend my case.
Okay.
Trey, I bet on him 4 days ago.
Are you covering him?
France. Trey, I bet on France 4 days ago.
Yeah, Tyler, look, his injury was paternity leave, so I was completely wrong. Right. Sorry.
Yeah, that's wrong, Trey. Bad research.
All right. He just had a baby.
Here's why. So you already got Rutschman. You already got Gunnar. Minor league, Norfolk Tides.
Dude, friggin' stacked.
Yes, they are. Connor Norby, 10 for 23, 3 home runs, 9 RBIs, 435 average. Jackson Holiday, 10 for 25, 2 home runs, 8 RBIs, 400 average. Kobe Mayo, 10 for 26, 1 home run, 4 RBIs, batting 385. Heston Kjerstad, 14 for 24, 4 home runs, 18, I believe 19 now, RBIs, batting 583. But don't let me leave out Kyle Stowers.
You didn't even say Kjerstad yet.
I just did.
He just said it.
Goodness gracious.
Okay. Missed
Listen
that.
to me.
Good listening skills, Trey.
Right. 367 average, 5 home runs, 15 RBIs. That's why I'm telling you. I know, Trey, what you're going to say is we're not going to be able to afford everybody. Bull crap. Not so fast.
No, billionaire owners.
New owners. Cal Ripken
billionaires
in the owners club. He's part of the owners. The Orioles will stay on top. I understand the Yankees. I understand the Blue Jays. I understand the Red Sox. Who else is in our division? Oh, the Rays. The Rays. I can't forget them. That's a disrespectful thing I did. But
you ready for this, Trent?
I am on the Orioles. Well, I'm glad. I'm a little upset that you are hating on my wild pitch.
I'm not hating on it. I'm going to add on to your wild pitch.
So I think I have some good stats to back up my wild pitch.
Oh,
maybe
absolutely.
It ain't that wild.
Listen, Richard.
It's a futuristic wild pitch.
Ready, Richard?
Yeah, but it's allowed to be my wild pitch, man. It's a bold statement. You're in the
I love
you're in the same league division as the Yankees and the Red Sox, and I'm going to say that we have the potential to win 8 of the next 10.
Top to bottom for sure, man. Not disagreeing with you. I'm just wondering what the hell are we going to do with all these youngsters that are in the minor leagues?
Well, like Tyler, and this is my
wild
pitch.
Scoring 26 some runs a game.
Trey, you using my wild pitch against me?
No, I'm not. I'm using your wild pitch to piggyback on my wild pitch. Okay. I'm going to tell you what it is.
He just came up with his wild pitch after mine.
No, it was actually
piggy pitches.
No, here's my wild pitch. We have a plethora of amazing like farm system studs that are going to be MLB contributors. I 100% agree with that. And you know what we need to do with that? And I think that we are going to do with that as my wild pitch. We're going to trade them for the top pitcher right now. That is going to be a trade pawn. We're going to trade Kjerstad. We're going to trade Kobe Mayo and maybe another pick. Or I don't think MLB trades picks. So I think it's going to be another, maybe even like Austin Hayes or whatever. For
getting rid of him.
For Shane Bieber, Cleveland Guardians pitcher. He was on the trade deadline.
You mean
Shane
on the
Bieber.
Cleveland team? No, the Cleveland team.
Cleveland team. Yeah.
Chief Wahoo
team. But I think that Trent, we are head and shoulders the top farm system, no matter who we get rid of. What?
I swear to God.
I was
what?
Nothing. Just keep talking. Just keep talking.
Sorry.
Okay.
It was totally not what you were saying. I'm sorry.
Well, either way, it was what I'm gonna say is we're going to not deplete our farm system, but we're gonna lessen it a little bit, and we're gonna get one of the top pitchers in the league for all.
Can we somehow get 2 pitchers?
But
Tyler, no.
Trey,
what we'll do is we'll get Shane Bieber, and we'll get another lesser like outfielder prospect or something like that.
I'm okay with that, but I don't want to.
We're not going to give up Jackson Holiday. We're not going to do that.
I don't think so either. But to give up Kjerstad right now, I don't.
Why?
He's the top RBI guy, isn't he?
He could potentially lead the MLB in home runs here in a couple of years.
So what if we get Shane Bieber, who is a ace, with Corbin Burns, with Grayson Rodriguez, and John Means, John Means. We have a rotation and we have a lineup.
Trey, I like your vision.
How old is Shane Bieber, though? I mean, Bieber and like Burns
less than 30 years old. Let me look it up. Stack up.
I like it, Tyler. I like his vision.
No, I don't disagree, and I'm glad you answered it because I do wonder. Like we have so many young guys right now. It's like, what the hell are you going to do? And I think I do agree that I think that pitching is
that's because we were bad for so long.
Well, and pitching, yeah. Seriously, pitching is kind of a glaring.
For sticking with the Orioles, boys. We stuck with the terrible days of the Orioles.
Shane Bieber is 28 years old.
Okay, all right.
Just him though.
We need Trent.
Like that's the only guy you want.
That's the only guy I want. He is leading the league in ERA. He's leading the league in wins. He's
what's his name still out there not signed?
No, Blake Snell. He got signed.
Don't want him.
No, not Blake Snell. The guy that got in trouble or allegedly got in trouble.
Yeah, I mean, Tyler. Wow. Imagine you sign him for a veterans minimum, and then you also get Shane Bieber.
Bauer?
Yes, Trevor Bauer.
Right?
So
he's still available. Am I right?
Yes, Tyler. But think about this.
Bring him in. Holy hell!
Yeah, Tyler. You have Corbin Burns, Grayson Rodriguez. Who's the other guy that was played?
You
really
said John
well
Means.
John. Well, he's in the minors right now, but he will be good.
I don't want to.
He better step his shit up because he didn't do very well last year after coming back.
A couple pitchers.
Can I add something though? Here can we just say about
Dean Kramer, Tyler Wells, But imagine you had
Gray
Shane Bieber, Gray Rod, Corbin Burns, all those guys, and then we get Yenier, and we get the dude that comes back after his elbow heals. Like the Orioles will try. That would make them 8 out of 10 in the AL East.
But can we also?
I will say this too.
Let me. Can I ask something real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
We gave up much less for Corbin Burns, and wouldn't you put Burns higher than Bieber?
Not right now. No,
I would.
No.
Corbin Burns just won the Cy. Didn't he just win the Cy Young 2 years ago?
2 years ago.
He's also 30 years old.
He just won a Cy Young 2 years ago.
And how many years did we sign him to? Do we know?
I don't know.
All I'm saying is, but either way, get Shane Bieber for our stacked AAA squad and keep Jackson Holiday. You can trade Austin Hayes and you can bring up Kobe Mayo, or you can bring up Kershad, whichever one you don't trade, like vice versa. You know what I mean? Don't forget.
I think we have a pretty good pitching staff right now that's kind of homegrown. I know it's not elite. It's not elite yet.
You had Shane Bieber. They're the. If you had Shane Bieber, they're the best pitching squad in the MLB.
I don't want to take too much time because I know we have other things to talk about. But don't forget that injuries happen too. Okay, and you're going to need those guys in the minor league sometime to potentially step up.
And your head and shoulders
but
the best.
Tyler, we've got through our wild pitches. Would you like to get through? You have a wild pitch to throw out there? Or?
I would.
Go ahead.
My wild pitch goes against. My wild pitch goes against you guys. That's why I was like, Pittsburgh Pirates make the playoffs this year, not because they win, but they make it as a wild card.
Whoa.
You can thumbs down me all you want.
Terrible.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah. Rain it out.
I don't like that.
I'm going with it, dude. I'm going with it. That's fine. You don't have to like it. I'm just telling you what my wild pitch is.
That's fair.
So,
you gonna strong, or is that it?
No. I mean, one thing I do have to say is that I do think that Mitch Keller needs to step his game up because he doesn't look like the Mitch Keller of last year at all. So
I don't think he will ever be the Mitch Keller from last year.
I don't either, and that's why I was glad I took his under K props today. So here's to you, Mitch.
All right,
but I think Pirates make the playoffs this year. That's my wild pitch. All right. Takes us into a subtler segment
for
the granddaddy of them all.
Granddaddy, a tradition unlike no other.
Is that your Jim Nance voice, Tyler?
Yeah, it was.
I like that.
Hello,
thanks.
Friends.
Hello, friends.
Those was terrible, Trey.
Ooh, I'd rather hear him sing "One Shining Moment" again.
I would too.
Well, you'll hear it after this tournament concludes. So.
Oh, you're gonna say it again?
I will.
Yes.
Good. All right. So listen, when we do the golf tournaments, we do a couple of the major golf tournaments here. So we do a top 10 player that we think is going to finish the top 10. We do a player that we think is going to finish the top 5. We do a player that we think is going to be the outright winner, and then we do a surprise winner that has to be 4,000 plus 4,000, right? Is that what we get?
Or more.
Or more. Okay. A surprise winner where obviously your odds are put a little sprinkle on that and you're going to win some cash. But yeah, so that's what we're going to. Might I remind you guys, if you will, please make sure to text me these picks so that way I can put them in a table for us to put out a board for our Masters golf board.
I'll make sure because I'm going to win 4 out of 4. Actually, I can't. I'm going to win 3 out of 4, obviously, because
how do you? Yeah,
can't pick 2 winners. I got it.
Yeah. All right. Let's start.
Trey's going to tell us about strokes gained. Go ahead, Trey.
Oh no!
Shut up.
I'm just kidding.
Let's start. You guys want to start winner or top 10?
Top 10.
Let's start top 10.
Starting at the bottom,
low, go high.
Climb up.
Yep.
All right, top 10. Let's go. Let's rattle them off. We don't really.
We established this was the Masters tournament, right?
Yes.
That's what I just said.
The granddaddy of them all.
I don't know if we said Actually, it was the Masters. Yeah,
we said it was the Masters. A tradition unlike no other.
Yeah,
Jim Nantz voice. Yeah, go ahead. All right, Trey. Top 10. Give us your pick.
Yeah, so obviously,
give us your pick. Tell us your odds.
Augusta, like it always is, top 10 pick this year is a guy that had to be invited because of the stupid world golf ranking. Live doesn't count towards that golf rules. So my top 10 pick is Joaquin Niemann at plus 250.
Did he have to be invited?
Yeah, they don't qualify unless you're
I like Joaquin. I really do. He's a sleeper.
He's a great golfer.
All right. Top 10. Go ahead. And you said plus 250, Trey, right?
For top 10, Joaquin Niemann.
All right.
Trent, I'm going with the guy where if you could pick the exact spot, it'd probably be better to bet him at second overall. Xander Schauffele, top 10.
What are those odds?
Plus 200.
Okay.
That's not bad.
Not great odds. Not great juice. I mean, it's good enough juice.
My top 10 here, I got plus 330 odds. And I'm going with Max Homa.
Like that, Tyler. You know what's crazy is with our plus 4,000 odds for surprise winners, he would have made that cutoff as a winner, a surprise winner.
Yeah.
Who I was gonna take as my surprise winner, but I felt like that would have been kind of like cheap. You know what I mean?
Can I also point out something to our listeners? If you do wager on the Masters, definitely shop your books, because I currently use DraftKings. I actually don't. I'm not gonna lie. Should I label them in order real quick? Like, I'm DraftKings. DraftKings probably first. Okay. Anyway, DraftKings, FanDuel. Not saying FanDuel's who I go to second, but ESPN and Fanatics. And the odds are very, very different on a lot of those books.
Do you know who has the best odds?
It actually varies. No, I disagree, Trey.
They have the best lines and the best odds, I think.
Okay,
who?
Lines,
Fanatics.
No,
I disagree for that. I will. We're not going to get into debate for this, but it depends on the person you're looking at. It really does.
It also depends on the sport and everything else, like with odds.
Yeah.
FanDuel usually has like the more robust spreads, but their odds are juiced.
Yeah, nothing like a robust spread. All right, here we go. Tyler, top 5.
All right, top 5. Kind of lame here, but still got some plus juice on it. I'm going with Scotty Scheffler, top 5, plus 100. I know. I feel like it's lame because
it's not a bad bet though.
He's the favorite. You know what I mean?
Got to put a 5 or a 10er on that. That's a pretty good one. Take
plus 100. I was like, hey, that's all right for a top.
Double
5.
your money. Hell yeah. I'm going top 5. Ready for this? Plus 275. Jon Rahm.
Ooh.
I don't know what it is, guys, but
plus 275 for a top 5.
Yeah. Well, yours was plus 100. That's not bad juice.
No, I'm saying I like 275. That's great.
Yeah. I feel like Jon Rahm could hang out with us. I don't know. I just feel like he'd be a cool guy to hang out with.
Oh, I love him.
Not as cool as one guy, and he's not in any of my picks. But there's one golf. Brooks. I would want to hang out with Brooks Koepka.
No, I'd much rather hang out with Jon Rahm.
Tyler, tag Brooks Koepka if he wants to hang out. He could have us over at his mansion or one of his mansions. We'll hang out.
I'll tag Brooks and I'll tag Jon Rahm. See,
yeah, because I would much Jon Rahm
and Applebee's 50 cent.
Oh yeah, for sure.
50 cent boneless wings. Sorry, yeah.
Tyler loves the riblets.
I love the shrimp. I keep saying riblets, dude. I love the shrimp.
I love the shrimp.
No,
but I'm not going to say no to riblets. I'll tell you that much. I'm not going to say no.
Dude, I'll eat them all. I'll have consecutive plates.
No, we know.
Trey. Wow.
Okay.
What?
What? Easy there.
All right, beer belly.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. What do you, Trey? Now we gotta make it mature. All right.
Anyway. Come on.
I gotta put a black box. Yeah.
Because of my boobs.
Okay.
All right. Anyway.
Trey,
my top 5 is Ludwig Aberg.
Ooh.
Plus 550. He might win. He might win the Masters this year. It's Oberg or Aberg. They change it every tournament that I watch. I don't know.
I was talking about more about the first name. I don't think you said his first name correct.
It's Ludwig.
Ludwig van Beethoven.
No, it's Ludwig.
Why'd you guys get so quiet? It made me nervous there.
Yeah, it's Ludwig. It's Ludwig Oberg or Ludwig Oberg, and 550. He's a stud. Okay, you guys can laugh. Oh, you whatever. Oh, but seriously, I hope Gotti wins now so I can sit on your guys' faces.
Dude, weirdest comment. Why would you say something like that?
Can we mute him?
I thought it'd be like a mean comment, and then I realized it was weird.
That was the weirdest thing ever.
Weirdest comment ever.
If anybody listens,
ever.
If anybody listens this far into the episode, they are gonna be like, "What the hell?"
Well, okay, it was meant to be like an insult. And...
Yeah, it was not. You just insulted yourself and violated yourself.
Okay. Well, Ludwig Oberg, whatever it is. Top 5. Fuck you guys.
Oh. Okay, easy.
I'm going to lead us off with our winner, our like within the actual limit winner, lower than 4,000.
Hold on, no,
we didn't even do winners yet.
Yeah, we didn't do winners yet, Jay.
That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start us off.
You can't do surprise winner. You got to do winner.
Winner. I'm okay. That's what I'm going with. Less than 4,000 odds. And it's Patrick Cantley at plus 2,800.
Always. You always are on Cantley. It's you or
He's
Tyler.
He's due for a major, Trent. He's so good.
And you always label me with people that I've never even heard of.
Oh.
You always like, that's always Tyler. I'm like, no, Trent. He's like, oh, Tyler. I'm like,
Tyler Connors. Corey Connors is going to win.
I almost picked Corey Connors. I did almost pick Corey Connors.
And Woodland.
My pick.
Woodland. He always takes
Hold
Woodland.
on, time out. My
who's the guy that shit his pants last time? Who had like stomach issues. Remember, I was like, you guys like, oh yeah, he's probably gonna shit himself. We're like, oh yeah. Remember he dropped out because of stomach issues?
Was it Paul Casey?
No, actually, guys, here.
I think it was Xander. I think it was Xander.
Nope. Here's who it is. Ready? He's my champion, my winner. Will Zalatoris.
That's who it was. Yes. That's who I picked, and he had stomach issues.
He's my winner at plus 3,500 odds. He's winning it.
Patrick Cantley, 20.
Dude, did you not hear? Will Zalatoris is already winning. He just booked a role as the caddy in Happy Gilmore 2.
No, he
supposedly that was not. Yeah, he did. That was supposed to not be leaked. No, that's true.
Oh wow.
Allegedly.
That's true. All right, so you guys gave your winners. Here's my winner. John Rahm.
Ooh.
Plus 1,200.
Ramrod. All right.
Yep.
All right.
Why?
Sorry. At least we're not talking about face stuff.
No, but, I know. So we're gonna get into our surprise winners here. Trey, get us going here, bud.
Yeah. So what surprise winners have to be over 4,000 odds or over, right?
Or greater.
Correct.
Yep.
Correct.
Okay. So I'm gonna take a guy that won a major last year that has been competitive to start this year as well. He's a lefty, which plays to Augusta's course.
Is it lefty?
What? No, it's not Phil. It's not. It's not the lefty. I know you're talking about that.
Okay.
It's a guy has a great short game. Like I said, again, he is lefty, so that plays to the course's advantage. I'm going with Brian Harmon plus 5,500. So $5,500. I think he's Mr. Waggle. He waggles at least 10 times before every shot he takes, and it's very frustrating to watch, but it works.
Is he sponsored by Waggle Golf?
If he's not, he absolutely should. So,
right?
Shout out Waggle Golf.
Hey, I gotta start. I wore my hat last time, didn't I? The shark.
You sure did. You sure did. Yeah.
Tag him. All right, it's a good pick, Trey. What was the odds?
5,500.
Not quite as good as mine.
Oh.
Matter of fact, mine are almost double yours.
Yeah.
Big time sleeper. Odds vary book to book big time by almost 2,000 on the odds.
Whoa!
I got surprise.
Who is this guy?
Surprise winner. Watch out. It's not hunting season, but that bright orange could be out there. Ricky Fowler.
No.
Plus 10,000 odds.
10,000.
Whoa! I did not see that.
Yeah, bet is placed. Right. Ticket is cashed. Well, it's not cashed, but it's going to cash.
Tickets placed.
Yeah. So plus 10,000 odds on FanDuel Sportsbook. Ricky Fowler, watch out for the orange Puma. Let's go.
Oh my God, that is crazy.
Yeah, you're going to place a little sprinkle, aren't you? You're going to
sprinkle. I want to look at what it is on DraftKings because
plus 8,000.
Wow. Yeah,
it's a big difference, isn't it?
It is.
All right.
Not only that, but
you guys ready? Trey, I'm pretty much tripling. I'm almost tripling yours, Trey.
Whoa, even more than mine.
Oh yes.
Uh-oh.
I am going for the born again virgin, Mr. Abstinence himself.
No,
the
Tiger
Woods.
No,
he's not triple.
13,000.
Was he really?
13,000.
Yeah, he's 13,000.
I thought I saw him for plus 7,500 on a book.
No,
can I say something?
13,000.
That's a dumb bet,
dude. It's a sprinkle. Okay, it's a
take your unit and donate it to charity.
Well, guess what? It's one of my few bets that I can actually cash out on. So it doesn't say it's that dumb after all, sir.
What a hater, Trey. What a hater. Have some fun.
Yeah. I'm not a hater. I'm not a hater. I'm a realist. Realistically, Tiger Woods doesn't win another major.
Just watch.
He doesn't.
Just watch.
Storyline. Hey,
it is a great storyline.
Because here's the thing, Trey.
You see, Tiger Woods are actually matched up.
Hold on, Tiger Woods would win a major. Tiger Woods would win a major if he was able to take a cart and he swallowed his pride. But he won't. And good for him that he won't take a cart for a medical exemption. What?
They would allow that?
Yeah, they would allow that? Yes, you can have medical exemptions for a cart. John Daly gets them all the time.
That's because he's probably a little buzzed.
Yeah, he probably stumbles around the course.
I think
he had a couple of replacements. Trent, that's
right. He takes a dozen Hooters wings with him every 9 holes.
Wouldn't you?
Awesome. Hell yeah.
Those are the best wings ever. Shout out Hooters.
Shout out Hooters. Yeah.
Tyler, tag him.
I will. Trey's making up for his face comment earlier.
Trey actually did. Hey, Tyler. Trey did 2 Hooters tags today when he lifted his shirt up. Oh, balloons.
Oh,
and, he lifted his shirt up and just said it.
Yeah. All right, Trent.
That's awesome.
I see you.
All right.
Saying I got man boobs. Huh?
You said it, not me.
No, I didn't say anything. You said it.
You did. Run the tape. All right. Well,
if Tiger takes a cart, I agree, Tyler. He will win another major. But until he swallows his pride, he won't win another major because that's 4 days you have to walk the course on a shattered lower leg.
Yeah.
Up and down hills, lots of pressure, lots of weird lies. You guys, I'm sorry, you guys can look at me like it doesn't matter.
13,000 odds, dude.
Tyler, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Okay, I'm just telling, dude. Like the whole point of it is a surprise.
Yeah, surprise. I agree. It's fun. It keeps your hopes alive. But
a dollar wins $130.
The reason I mentioned the storyline is right now, I know it's the off season, so to speak, for the golf.
No, it's not.
I mean, well, it is kind of because you don't see any majors during these months, right?
No, it's not.
But I mean, even Bryson DeChambeau said right now, nobody's really interested in the PGA or LIV. So what's one way to get everybody back and interested? Have Tiger in contention.
Boom.
So I don't mind it. I don't mind that bet, Ty.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Because here's the thing.
I thought one of you guys were going to take it.
you know, there's going to be some sort of boost this weekend for him to make the cut. Would you take that, Trey?
No, I wouldn't.
Okay.
Because of the injury risk and the actual talent of the majors is ridiculous, guys. Like,
try and ask me.
Tyler, would you?
Yes, Tiger would.
Oh.
That was cool. That was kind of cool. I'll give it to him. That was clever.
All right, let's finish this episode up here. We do have one more sport to talk about here, real quick.
Real quick.
Trent, let's jump into everybody's favorite sport, the NFL.
Most people.
And if you're listening to this point, appreciate you.
Yeah, shout out to everyone still listening.
Yeah,
you're the real people.
Yeah, break the episode up. Break it into like 30-minute segments. It's great.
Probably give the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, knock out elliptical minutes, workout minutes. That's what I do. Anyway, so the big news this week is the Stefon Diggs trade. Okay, now initially, and I still think consistently, people would say huge winners in terms of the Texans.
Richard popped up.
Oh, Richard Tinkle.
I don't think he's going to appreciate being called Richard Tinkle.
Look, Dick Tickle.
Like some... What? No.
He said Dick Trickle. He's a NASCAR driver. All right.
Anyway, that's like a common name. It's a common name.
All right. So anyway, it's not common. But anyway, big news, Stefon Diggs. Probably people would say biggest losers because of having to eat cap room or the Buffalo Bills, right? However, the news came out today that the Texans did not sign him based on all those years. It's basically, hey, we gave a second-round pick essentially for him for 1 year with the option to either enter free agency or re-sign, right? Earn a big contract, which I love. I still love the move by the Texans.
How do they do that? How do they eliminate the last?
I don't know. I think it was an agreement. I think it was an agreement with Stefon Diggs. So pretty much he was willing to waive the years and the guaranteed salary after this.
That's crazy because he had a lot of money going his way.
Yeah. And
Texans, man.
Might not be dumb though, especially if he proves that he can still put up.
I was going to say, so that makes me think he's going to produce this year. Like he has to
keep him on your fantasy tabs. But anyway, I'd like to kind of the terminology we were going to use for this, right?
You're right.
You guys want to refresh my mind on this one here?
Yeah. So what it was is we were going to. Each of us was going to present like a take on the NFL. So something that was not necessarily bold or whatever, but how we respond to each of our takes is it's either a touchdown, meaning we agree with it and it's completely right, or it's a turnover, meaning that's a bad take, disagree with it. So whatever we each say, we all go on board saying no, that's a touchdown, or no, that's a turnover.
All right, so here's the one that we're going to do today. Texans are now the third biggest Super Bowl contender, or the top third now in the AFC.
In the AFC?
Just the AFC.
Just the AFC.
Okay.
I mean, I can start with this.
Touchdown or turnover, boys?
Go ahead, Trey.
That's a touchdown. 100%. One, their offensive line, that they've been building before even CJ Stroud was there, has been proven to be successful. That's the backbone of an NFL team, is the offensive line, in my opinion. So, look at him last year. He was
last year. That's it.
Yeah, and they didn't lose anyone. They didn't gain anyone. So now they get a year experience. They got playoff experience. They're going to protect CJ Stroud even more than they did last year, I think, in my opinion. Number two, they have 3 number 1 receivers. And Tank Dell, Stefon Diggs now, and
Michi.
Who?
Michi, the guy out of Alabama who overcame cancer.
No, I think it was a more.
I got you. Keep talking.
Either way, And then they added defensive players as well, and they got D'Amico Ryans as their coach. They're playing what I think is necessarily a weaker conference in the AFC.
No way, you're crazy with that comment. That's a turnover
Titans?
for that comment.
Titans?
Yeah. Go ahead, the Titans. Calvin Ridley, Tony Pollard, L'Jarius Sneed, and you have the 8th pick in the draft, and you get Joe Alt to protect Will Levis. Get out of here, dude.
And who's their quarterback?
Yeah, well, I just said Will Levis.
Okay.
Trey.
Don't be mad because Penn State didn't keep him.
Still has to prove himself. Whether CJ Stroud has proven himself the whole year, has been competitive in an NFL playoff game, has Joe Mixon now as his running back, who is a pass catcher and a runner, an all-down back.
Yeah, what's Tony Pollard?
He has 3 number 1 receivers. He has Dalton Schultz, and then he has an elite defense and an elite defensive coach.
Can I name the receivers, Trey?
Yeah, Tank Dell, Stephon Diggs, and who else?
Team to watch though.
They also have Robert Woods, Nico Collins, Noah Brown, and John Mechie III on roster.
But Trey, what I'm saying is I disagree with you saying that's a weak conference. The AFC South is not a weak conference. The weakest team in the AFC South right now is the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Okay,
no,
Tyler,
because you also have the Colts.
Colts are the weakest.
Tyler, this is touchdown or turnover. Touchdown or turnover.
The Titans might be too.
We could make that a hot take in another time. Tyler, touchdown or turnover. Texans are the 3rd biggest Super Bowl contender in the AFC.
Who's better, Tyler?
Who's in the AFC?
Yeah.
Hold on, Tyler. Touchdown or turnover?
I know. Hold on. Just
third.
Give me a second because
I'm
looking here. I am gonna say turnover because I think they're 4th best.
Okay. So
teams ahead of them? Teams ahead of them: Kansas City.
Okay.
Baltimore.
Okay.
And Cincinnati. So I say they're 4th best.
Can I say something?
And hold on, one team you got to remember is the Bills are in the division too, and the Dolphins.
They're done, and Dolphins are done.
Dude, I think the Bills window is close, and I don't think it's because of Stephon Diggs because
it's the Bengals.
Stephon Diggs was over. I think it's because they lost Gabe Davis.
Oh, it's the Bengals. It's the Bengals and the Ravens. The Chiefs are the 4th best team.
Whoa,
Chiefs,
especially if they lose Rashee Rice.
They ain't gonna lose him. He's fine.
Yeah. How?
No, he's not. He's
it's a hit and run.
Screwed.
He's done. He's done for at least a year.
If he's not suspended or anything, then
how? What criminal charges is he gonna get? Okay. Anyway,
he was driving a Lamborghini.
Hold on, and his other register card was also involved in that crash too. The person who was racing that car was registered in his name, Trent.
I just don't. I don't think anybody died or anything. So I think he's going to cut a big check and he'll be fine. I mean, don't get me wrong.
Don't. But you also got to keep in mind Miami's up there. Miami has everybody back.
No, they aren't.
Well, everybody back offensively for the most part.
I will. Can I add my quick? I know it's my own take, but can I add mine? I'm gonna say it's a touchdown only until the Bengals prove they can protect Burrow.
It's fair.
Hasn't been 2 out of his 4 years he's unhealthy. So I'm not sold on him. So I'm gonna say touchdown.
You also got to keep in mind. I mean, that AFC North, top to bottom, is going to be tough, regardless. Yeah. I mean, Deshaun Watson's an X factor. You don't know what the quarterback situation is going to look like in Pittsburgh because I do at some point in time. Ready? Another hot take, real quick. I do think that Justin Fields becomes a starter, not next year. Sorry, not the year after this coming year. I think he becomes a starter halfway through the year at least.
Oh wow! All right. I do want to say something real quick. I'm going to poke the bear here. I think there's a beer bet brewing between you and Trey on that Texans Titans division right there.
There's not because I would say the Texans are better, but what I don't like is I don't think that the AFC South is as weak as Trey said it was.
It's pretty damn weak.
That's pretty weak.
It's not weak. Dude, Jacksonville, the Colts, the Titans, and the Texans. Texans are definitely the strongest with what they had offseason wise, for sure. But you can't count out the Titans and what they've done in the offseason with all the pickups that they had.
They had 4 or 5 wins.
But all their offseason moves, Trent, they now have Calvin Ridley, who's the number 1 receiver. You're probably gonna get, if you don't get Joe Alt, you're probably gonna draft Rome Odunze.
They're gonna draft.
Just saying. So now you got Rome Odunze, and you have Calvin Ridley, and do you still have Hopkins?
Yeah, you do. I think they're gonna take a big hit.
Tony Pollard.
I think they're gonna take a big hit from losing Vrabel. I think Vrabel had them overachieving.
But I don't disagree with that. But it's a different team now. You have Callahan, who also is going to bring in his dad to coach the offensive line, which is why I think they're going to draft Joe Alt.
Now you're a Callahan fan. I'll tell you what, from experience from that guy.
Dude, but as an offensive line coach, Trent,
he is. He's good. Don't get me wrong.
Just watch.
I complimented him.
If they draft Joe Alt, Bill Callahan's there as the offensive line coach for sure.
All right.
I have my.
This is a little taste of our touchdown turnover type segment, which I think.
Well, hold on. We only got one taste. So
yeah, I think. Yeah,
we'll take another taste next week.
Yeah, no, I want to list my taste. I'm going to list it. I'm going to put my taste out there for you guys.
We did say we were only going to do one due to the episode length.
Well, no, I'm going to add one too. And it's going to be that the NFC North is going to have 3 playoff teams.
Turnover.
Dude, that's a stupid take.
Wait, I can.
That's
wait.
Stupid.
Why?
I was going to say turnover.
It's just stupid. Your Packers may not even make the playoffs next year. So why would you make
beer bet it? Beer bet it.
I'll beer bet you right now, Tyler.
Do it, Tyler. Do it. You said it. Do it. Come on.
Not yet. Not yet.
No,
that'll make it so much.
I want it right now.
No, because I'm going to wait till the draft's done.
Dude, draft.
We have 11 picks in the draft. That's going to make you not take our.
So do we, buddy.
Yeah, but
actually 10.
A lot of.
All right.
Actually 10.
Also
actually 10 because we actually lost one.
Yeah, cheaters
for illegal accounting.
Cooking the books.
Whatever.
Yeah, fucking cheaters.
Oh, there it is. Hey, on that note, Ty, let's close this out.
Appreciate it, everybody. Have a great weekend. Enjoy your Final Four. Enjoy your national championship on Monday. We will see you next week with some baseball news.
Masters UFC 300. Let's go.
Oh, yes. That's right. That's next weekend, isn't it? Isn't it?
Love that.
Oh, heck yeah. All right. So we're going to have a lot of things to talk about. So keep an eye out for next Friday. We'll be out. Appreciate you guys. Have a great weekend.
Okay. Take it easy, fellas. Love you.